A tactical flashlight that I can put on my AR for under 60 bucks? The ThruNite TN11S. Let's take it to the tabletop and we'll talk about it. I know right off the bat, folks are going to ask me, John, what mount are you using to attach that to your AR? Well, this is a Viking Tactics mount, and it takes a number of different diameter size flashlights. I had to take the insert out of this one because the diameter's a little too wide. I was running my Phoenix LD20 with it. Let's do some quick specs. I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of tabletop talk. I'm just going to go over some quick bullet points, and then we'll take it outside because I think you really care about, one, does the light work the way that it's advertised? Two, how does it work outside, and what does it do? So here we go. The light runs on a Cree LED, and that's the XML U2 LED with a lifespan of 20 years. Now, they use a 18650 battery in this, and I'm a firm believer that this is the wave of the future. I used to run this Phoenix LD20 on my AR, and it's a pretty good light. I mean, it throws out 200 lumens, but with 2 AA's. I think now these lights with these batteries, and this also used the CR123 batteries. It takes 2 of them to operate this as opposed to just one of these. This is a little bit different than all the other flashlights that I had, and I kind of piqued my interest a little bit when they said that it had a tactical application to it. One reason I liked it is because it has this side button right here. Now, most of the flashlights, like the Phoenix, like the TN12, right? They all have the little pressure switch in the back that turns them on and off. This is no different. But this controls the light output. Now, what I like about this is that when I have it set up on my AR, I'm able to control it with my finger as I'm gripping the stock. So if I have it on this low setting, which is 9 lumens, which runs for 130 hours, or I flick the switch and now I'm running at the medium setting, which is 424 lumens for 3 hours, or say I'm clearing a room and I just want to just flood the room with light, 830 lumens for 80 minutes. Now the strobe is also 830 lumens, and that'll run for 2.5 hours, 2.7 hours they claim. Your mileage may vary on that depending on the charge, how cold it is outside. But I like that setting now. You can shut the light off that way and then use the pressure switch for whatever setting that you had it preset on. So that's kind of cool. If I'm going into a room, clearing a room with the AR, then I hit the pressure switch. Now I'm disorienting somebody with that strobe. Now the dimensions on this aren't that bad. And you saw how it fit on the side of my AR on the quick intro. It measures in at about 6 inches. It's about 1.5 inches in diameter, the widest, and the barrel on this is 1 inch. Now, one thing I like about all the ThruNite lights is that they're made out of aircraft grade aluminum, and the knurling on here is very good. I mean, it's real grippy. It's not going to slide in your hand. So your hand gets a real good grip, a real good purchase on this light all the time. I can see with gloves on, they're not going to slip. If the light is wet, your hands are cold, I don't believe your hands would slip with this light. Now, let's go over just a few other specs, and then we'll cut away, and then I'll take it outside, and I'll show you how much throw this light has. Now, let's talk about impact resistance. Impact resistance, they can drop it from 1.5 meters, and you're good to go. Now, that's with all the ThruNite lights pretty much bomb-proof, just like the TN12 or the TN30 that I also have. Now, another cool feature with their lights is that they're waterproof, and it has an IPX8 standard. Now you're saying, John, what does an IPX8 standard mean in layman's term, the common man term? Well, common man is you could drop this in a meter of water, pretty much indefinite, if all the seals have been tight on this light, and it won't leak. Now, I've seen tests on the internet, not specifically with this light, but with lights that have had that rating where folks have found lights that they had lost and it had been in water for a month and the light still functions no problem. They've opened it up, no condensation in there, no water at all. So that's a great feature of this light. If there's any wind noise, I apologize. We have a storm coming into San Diego and it's starting to get a little windy. I'm out in my backyard. Here is the 9 lumen setting. Now, the video camera really doesn't do this one justice because it's throwing pretty good light. And if I was camping in a campground, there's campers near me, I don't want to bother people, this would be the setting I'd put it on. You could read with this. You could take it in a tent, in an RV. I mean, you get 130 hours at this setting, so this would definitely last you for any sort of trip that you go on. Let's take it on the next setting, which is 424 lumens. Alright, there's 424 right there. And let me shine back there. So what I like about this at that setting, there's no artifacts. It gives a nice beam. It's real crisp. It's just a nice clean throw on the light. Now for the big setting, which is 830 lumens. 830, that's like stadium lighting back here in my backyard tonight. 830 lumens, and look how clean that beam is right there. There's no artifacts in that beam, even at that high lumen. That's what's amazing about these lights, and for the value of the light. Now, obviously the strobe, hopefully it doesn't mess up the sensor in my video camera. There's the strobe. I was playing with that at work and people were begging me, you know, John, please stop, I can't see. If I was clearing a room and it was on this setting, this would definitely blind somebody, temporarily disorient them, especially at that amount of lumens, 830. So this is my outdoor test. Let's take it back inside the Wingman studio for my final thoughts on this, and I'll tell you what I think. Okay, now my final thoughts and rating. I've been using this light now for a couple weeks, on and off at work. I put it in people's hands. I've asked their thoughts about it. Folks that are familiar with flashlights, folks that aren't familiar with flashlights, I just hand it to them and I go, here, try this for a little bit. Tell me what you think. Everybody has given me, John, this is outstanding. They just can't believe the amount of light that this light throws. My opinion is, for the quality of the light, aircraft grade aluminum, the Cree LED, I think these batteries again are the way to go. I have to give this light 5 stars. Ergonomically with the side switch, it's just, this light here amazes me of how well it performs. This one, I mean, I've tested this one pretty good, and it's lived up to every task that I've asked it to do. Now, it comes with a nylon sheath, and if I had one criticism, this would be the only criticism. And this is not a deal breaker on this light by any means, but I just don't like how the controls sit outside of the leather case. Because with my luck, and if folks are like me, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen to me, right? The switch is going to get turned on, or this is going to get turned on, and I'm not going to realize it, and then my light is going to just run down and be out of juice. So if ThruNite's watching this, I would just extend this a little bit and just have it enclosed. I mean, but that's not a deal breaker on this light. Now, it also comes MOLLE compatible, and you can put it on a utility belt as well. So that right there is a pretty good feature. Now, here's the one thing that's just going to blow your mind. You get the light, 830 lumens for under 60 bucks. If you go to Amazon.com, they have them listed. It's like $59 shipped. And for $59 shipped, you can't beat that. You can't beat it at all. I mean, I paid 50 something bucks for a 200 lumen AA. Right? And this blows this out of the water all day, every day. Now, you may be in the AA camp, okay, but this also takes the CR123 batteries. So check in the plus column for all the folks out there that go, hey, that's the battery I want to use. Okay, done. It works for you. For me, that's my battery going forward right there. These lights, I'll probably wind up giving this to the wife or daughter, put in her purse or something. This now is probably going to go on my AR. And with my clip that I use, my Viking Tactical, I mean, it fits right on there. So I showed folks that it fits on the AR. It's ergonomic for me because I'm able to run it with my ring finger, which is not a problem for me turning the light on. And it's like anything, you train, right? You keep training and training and training. You train till you fail. That's what we used to say in the military. And then you learn from that. So with all that, the light, this, I mean, $59 shipped, Amazon. I have to give this 5 stars in the Wingman project. 5 stars. And you know me, folks, I like to keep stuff real. People work hard for their money. I understand that. Times are tough. And for under 60 bucks, you're going to get a light that I think is going to last a while. Yeah, there's going to be a little investment. You got to buy these. But I mean, they're going to pay for themselves after a couple charges anyway. So before I keep rambling on, being a fanboy, I'm just going to say thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Folks, this is Wingman. Take care. I'll see you on the next video.